People say high school ends, but the labels stick like wet paint. And for Mara Lane, the word loser was the one they branded on her. Quiet, awkward, thrift store clothes. The girl who ate lunch in the library because even the empty table in the cafeteria felt hostile. When the message popped up in her inbox. 10-year reunion. You better come. LOL. She knew exactly what it meant. They weren't inviting her to reconnect. They wanted fresh entertainment. But that wasn't the hook of the night. The real story began when, on the evening of the reunion, the sky above the school trembled with the thumping roar of blades cutting through the air. Guests rushed outside, phones already filming that a sleek midnight silver helicopter lowered onto the field. Wind snapping dresses and scattering the balloons tied to the welcome arch graceful. Confident. Wearing a tailored white suit that looked like it belonged on a magazine cover. The same girl they once laughed at. Now the woman everyone silently wished they could become. The crowd gaped. No one had expected this. But Mara didn't smirk, didn't show off, didn't bask in their shock. She simply smiled with the kind of warmth that made people feel seen. And that small, unexpected kindness made everyone more uncomfortable than the helicopter ever could. What they didn't know was that life hadn't been a fairy tale transformation. Her rise wasn't fueled by revenge. It was fueled by one moment. One kindness. From someone they all forgot. Back in junior year, when her world felt so heavy she could barely lift her eyes, the janitor, Mr. Carter, found her crying behind the old stairwell. He didn't ask her what was wrong. He just sat on the step beside her and said, "Kid, life's gonna surprise you. And one day, you'll surprise it right back." Then he handed her a broom and said, "Come help me. Work keeps the heart steady." It was such a small act, that a gentle presence, that a reminder she mattered. And when he later encouraged her to apply for a scholarship she thought was too big for someone like her, she listened. That single ember of belief grew into a fire. Today, she was the founder of a global nonprofit connecting underprivileged students with mentors, funding, and life-changing opportunities. She didn't become powerful. She became useful, and that made her unstoppable. Inside the gym, classmates swarmed her. "Wow, Mara, you've changed so much. We always knew you'd do something big. You look incredible." But the thing that shook them wasn't her success. It was what she did next. Mara walked straight past the popular group who used to whisper about her. She headed to the corner of the room, to the man refilling the punch bowl. Mr. Carter, much older now, moving slower, still wearing the same gentle smile. He didn't expect her to remember him. And when she hugged him, he nearly dropped the ladle. "You saved my life," she whispered. The crowd went silent. People who once mocked her suddenly felt their throats tighten, because in that moment, the class loser wasn't just successful. She was grateful, grounded, human. Mara pulled out an envelope and placed it into his trembling hands. "I didn't come tonight to show off," she said. "I came to thank the only person who was ever kind to me here." Inside the envelope was the announcement. A full scholarship program in his name. The Carter Foundation grant, funded personally by Mara Lane. Tears welled in the old man's eyes, and in the faces around her, something shifted. Shame. Realization. A quiet, painful kind of growth. Later, one of the girls who had mocked her most approached Mara with red, puffy eyes. "Why? Why are you still kind to us?" she whispered. Mara looked at her, not with anger, but with understanding. Because kindness still matters, even when people don't deserve it. Especially then, someone showed me that once. Her voice didn't shake. Hers was the steady kind of strength, the kind people could lean on. And for the first time in years, the room didn't see Mara as a loser, or a success story, or a headline waiting to happen. They saw her as hope. Proof that compassion can rewrite a life. Proof that humanity still wins. Ending. Soft, cinematic, uplifting. As the night ended, people didn't talk about the helicopter. They talked about the janitor, about kindness, about second chances. And when Mara walked back toward the field, the wind lifting her hair, she felt lighter than she had in years. She turned for one last look at her old school, not with bitterness, but with gratitude, because this place had taught her the hardest lesson and the most beautiful one.